Oh shit. Damn, now that I get it. Oh yeah, you right. Damn. Oh, I hear you now. Yeah. No, you definitely right. Damn, I never thought about it that way. Man, you just messed me up with this one.
What is the manosphere?
The manosphere, I would say, is men finally waking up. Yeah, men finally waking up.
What do you think of all the different manosphere channels and the similarities and differences between their messages?
As in any group or any phase, there's always going to be some bad apples. So I'm not going to bring up the bad apples, but I will bring up the fact that these channels do allow men to sit back, recalibrate themselves as men, look back at the things that they may have done, and be able to change themselves. A lot of these channels are helping relationships, and that's all that matters. The ones that are being the worm in the apple, we don't worry about those because that's in everything. You have bad Christians, you have bad Muslims, and everything else. We only worry about the ones that's awakening people on both sides of the spectrum, because this is not just for men, this is for women as well. So once people are woken up on both sides of the spectrum and you have that good balance of feminine and masculine energy, a lot more relationships would be going well. And that starts with accountability. And that's why I love these channels, because that's what a lot of them do preach. And unfortunately out here in Western society, that's like acid to people. It's like, oh, I don't want to be held accountable for things. So I do appreciate these channels, and the ones that's using this movement to perpetuate their ideas on the people, their narcissistic ways, shame on y'all, because y'all are the reason why a lot of people don't receive these messages well, and they just call in and want to be combative.
Do you watch this content more for the educational value or for the entertainment value?
Both, but more education wise, after the simple fact that I'm a man. I have no time to really play out here. Nobody's gonna play with me. I'm a man. People play with women and kids. You know what I'm saying? So the content aspect of it is not as much. I really watch it to deduce society and myself and learn things from other cultures and myself as a man and women. You can never not learn too much.
How much of what's being said is new information?
Honestly, it's not new information. When you think about it, it's not new information, bro. This is the reason why our grandpas and our grandmas relationships lasted 50, 60 years, because it's not new information. It's information that people just didn't use or give a damn about using, because everybody has their motives, and Western society teaches different plateaus as far as relationships are concerned nowadays. But this isn't old information. It's been around. Your grandma, your grandpa done told you this. Your mama, your daddy done told you some things that you could have done to help yourself in certain relationships. But because you're not receptive to learning, you may have missed the message.
If this is not new information, why has nothing improved?
It's like how how they say, like, history repeats itself, but really it's people repeating history. It's that same thing. It's like you can't. It's like beating a dead horse, man. You could tell people information. You could lead a horse to the water, but that don't mean when he get to the water he gonna drink. So I could tell you something informative, but the application of wisdom is knowledge. So if once I give you the knowledge and you don't apply it to yourself, then is it really wisdom or knowledge that you have? It's just going in one ear and out the other, and that's why you see what we see today. We don't see those successful 33-year relationships where grandpa then left grandma everything, all his money, his houses. This not happening. We are experiencing high divorce rates being started by women. It wasn't like this back in the day. So this is just information that they not receiving, man. And they don't want to. They don't want to. It's a me thing.
Are manosphere creators identifying the problem, or are they exploiting the problem for their own gain?
They identifying it. Man, come on, man. Who don't want some money? You gonna get some money. Either way, you exploiting something. So you gonna get some monetary gain off of it if it's reaching the masses. So we don't worry about that. So
which is more important, their message or their lifestyle?
Hey, the Most High don't send messengers clean all the time. Sometimes you get a message from a bum. I'm just being real. Hey, I not like that. Some people may seem like, oh man, he's crazy, but it's certain things you could learn from Hitler, and it's coming from a black dude. You feel what I'm saying? So it's not all the time about the lifestyle. Sometimes you just got to listen to the message. The message to me is the most important thing, because not everybody live what they say. Some people are better at motivating folks and then actually living at what they do.
Is Andrew Tate helping or hurting men, and why?
Well, I don't think he can hurt men. Shit, Western society then did that job. It ain't too much he could do to really put a bad eye on men that Western society haven't put on us. My thing with Andrew Tate is I never got sex trafficker from him or nothing like that. I understand when people are unapologetic with their words, you're not going to be liked by everybody. You're going to be a few people's enemies. This is how it is out here in the United States.
What does it mean to flex?
Man, you can flex many things. You know what I'm saying? You can flex your land. You can invite your boys over and be like, look, told y'all I got 15,000 acres of land. You know, that's flexing. You can flex your jewelry. You know what I'm saying? It's really how you do it. It's different flexing. You could flex to motivate, like, whoopty woo, give them some game, don't be no gatekeeper. And then you could flex to really just be shitting on your people. It's two different forms of flexing, so you gotta watch what you do when you flexing, and how you flexing, and the energy you put off on people when you are flexing.
What's the difference between old money versus new money, and which one is more likely to flex?
Hey, give me the old money. That old money grew. That old money then grew into new money. You understand me? Them millionaires that was millionaires back in the 80s and the 90s. Give me that money. They damn near billionaires right now. Okay, understand me? So it's all the same to me. That old money turned into new money, because it ain't nothing but progression. Come on, man. You got you some paper, you got you some resources, and you can't progress. There's something wrong with you.
Does a man's luxurious lifestyle give more credibility to his message?
In Western society, yeah, because we taught perception was reality. I could come up to you right now and try to sell you a dream just by the looks of me. Like, man, this guy fucking skateboards or something. But if I come up to you diamond up telling you something, it may not even make no sense. You gonna sit up there and listen. I don't care what nobody say. They listen to a man with a diamond ring, a good Rolex watch on him. They gonna listen.
Does having a flashy car and a fancy watch attract the type of women you want?
Hell no. Hey, that shit attract everything. I'm gonna keep it real. I ain't the richest. I got something though. It attract everything. You got to evaluate these hoes sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't all come as an angel of light. Some of them come Jezebel forms, ready to destroy and fuck up everything that you done worked hard for. You got to watch out for yourself, because they come. I just seen one just walk by. I'm gonna drop this mic. They come just like that. You never know. She might tear a nigga life up.
Does the way that women dress attract the type of men that they want?
Oh, that's a good one. Nah, not all the time. Not all the time. I'm gonna keep it real. Cause some of us do this for sport. And what I mean by that is y'all be thinking y'all looking sexy, and we like, shit, let me see if I can put some wang in her. It ain't like we want to do the rest of our life, would you marry you and start a business with you? Just like, oh, you know, she dressing kind of provocative. Let me see what's happening with her. Let me push the envelope. Let me check her temperature real quick. You know what I'm saying? So not all the time, because I'll walk up to a nun if she look good in the face. Shit, I ain't got to see too much body to imagine nothing. We men. You know what I'm saying? We men. So it ain't, that all that dressing modest and shit don't mean I'm not gonna send no dick in your DM. It is what it is. That's how men get down. We see past that.
Okay. All right. How is game different than simping for women?
Oh, it ain't really no difference. Look, man, if you running game, you a simp. Simps lie. Players tell them what it is. And that's about as simple as I can make it. Go listen to Sugar Free. He told y'all. Player do what he want. Sucker do what they can. That's the difference between spitting game and letting her know I'm paying the cost to be the boss and this what it's finna be.
How is buying a bunch of luxury items to impress women not just another form of simping?
It is. Honestly. Shit, they say it ain't tricking if you got it, but it is. It is. I give gifts based off of what you have done, what we have reciprocated, not because the pussy good and your face pretty. That's simping. Plain and simple.
Do women's delusional expectations require men to set delusional goals?
Yeah. And that's because we got delusional ass men around here that do delusional shit with these women that don't make no sense because they emasculated and simped up. And they think that's how that's gonna get the woman. Then when the woman don't cooperate, they want to beat her up. You know how these emasculated men get down, man? Come on.
Should we be blaming simps for women's bad behavior?
I told you this last interview, champ. Yes, they are poison to the planet. If you a simp, you are poison to the planet. You are poison to the woman because what you doing is you creating another Jezebel for a man to have to operate with because she gonna leave your simp ass because you emasculated. She don't want to be with no woman. She really want to be with a man. But she fucking with you because you be doing little bitch shit. But then when she run into another man that's not no simp that's gonna teach her about accountability and how to be a virtuous woman, he gonna be dealing with a ticking time bomb because some simp ass nigga done spewed this poison through her blood. They like venomous snakes, man. They don't even need to have women. They need to go through a whole structural course, a non-beta male course. And that'll heal a lot of these females. I'm trying to keep it real with you, man. The tricks make the world go round. A prostitute only get that money because the simp.
Didn't women set the terms that they needed to be served and put on a pedestal, which created simping in the first place?
Simps and women created it. The simp created it because it perpetuated him in the front as the front runner to step in front of the guy that's a non-simp. So the simp and the woman really work together, even though the woman don't even want the simp. So it's a psychological game she playing around. She don't want him, but she want him around for the materialism and the things that she can manipulate up out of him. Because they both bitches.
Why didn't we have all these simps in the past? Where did they all come from?
They came, it was simps in the past. But see, they wasn't respectable men. It was strong men that'd come around and just take their bra from them. Yeah, this mine. Use a simp. But now, don't get mad at me, rappers. You rappers, y'all be doing too much over these songs. And now these females is expecting this in real life. And now the simp is generating this type of ability for these hoes. And it then created a cesspool of Jezebels on both sides, man and woman.
Aren't simps a byproduct of what feminism has caused?
Facts. And, not like that. I don't want to talk about people who grew up in single parenting homes, but single parenting homes because most mothers pacify their sons. So pacifying that young man basically destroyed him. He won't know how to move like a man. He'll just know how to move like a simp because he, not like that. Most moms will manipulate their sons. Women can manipulate. Well, I'm gonna just keep it real with this one, man. Women manipulate, son or not. So you're developing a monster. You're raising a simp all from knee high all the way up. You're developing a monster, and all he gonna do is spew poison all around here.
Aren't women ultimately the ones who decide who gets sex, who gets born, and if the father is going to be part of the child's life?
Facts, and I think it's wrong, man. I think it's wrong until, and I know people gonna comment on this. It's an anomaly. So until we start seeing amphibious women just dropping babies by themselves, we gotta give some respect to us men as well, as far as when it's coming to procreation.
What's the difference between a woman rating herself a 10 and a guy calling himself an alpha male?
Man, because an alpha male is not perfect. A 10 is perfect, man. When you call yourself a 10, well, most women, when they refer to themselves as a 10, they refer to themselves as perfect. Most alpha males know when they refer to themselves as an alpha male that there's been times where they've had their armor kinked. There's been some kinks in their armor. They understand that they're not perfect, but they understand that they are more logical than a beta male will ever be. So it's a big difference from calling yourself an alpha male and a 10, because a 10 is like you're perfect. Being an alpha male is not perfect. We understand that. We're going to come with some flaws, but it's not as the same as a beta male would come with.
Why do men even have to be labeled alpha or beta males in the first place?
Western society, that's why. If it wasn't for Western society with the labeling, we wouldn't have these things. But don't get me wrong, I'm not against it, because we have to identify beta males because they're a poison. Like I said, we have to identify simps.
What's the difference between calling a man a beta male and shaming a man for not being a real man?
Ooh. Most females don't or have not ran into a real man. And I don't believe most even know what a beta male consists of. Or if they did, so many of them wouldn't be single mothers by a small percentage of men. Statistically, I think it's like 3 or 4% of men that leave these women single. So that's the answer to that question.
Why are there some men who shame women for having a high body count, but then also complain about how hard it is to get laid? Is that a double standard?
Ooh. And somewhat, yeah. Some shape or fashion, yeah. But when you in the game, man, you playing in this game, you ought to know what you're getting yourself into. You know you ain't finna wife nobody with no high body count, so just knock her boots down and let her go on about her way, man.
Are women the problem, or are the people influencing women the problem?
Both. Because they gonna hate me for this, man. Excuse me. Because most of them aren't logical. So you could really manipulate. Look at the feminist movement. It's not logical at all. So it's like it really goes hand in hand. You could lead them off a cliff if you just make them feel good about it. You could just literally lead them off a cliff.
Why does the manosphere talk about female nature if men's issues are mostly with modern Western women?
Because most men want women where they stay. Like, yes, we travel out the country and get women, but in reality, we want women here. So that's why we focus in here. But we will go and travel and get a whole nother wife. But mainly is here. We're trying to focus here because it's where we're building. You focus where you build. But if you're talking to a wall, you have no choice but to build outside of your foundation.
So is it female nature or female nurture?
Female nurture.
Why are men expected to change their biology, their nature, because women won't change their culture?
Because I told you Western society is and created by simps and feminist organization. If men, if real men truly ran the plateau of the rules of the dating game, you wouldn't see a lot of these. You wouldn't see a lot of this crap, man. You wouldn't. Promise you.
Why do people assume that things can't change when history has proven that things have already changed?
Because they don't want them to change. When people say things can't change, that's because they are comfortable with it. What women wouldn't be comfortable with majority of the stuff they get away with, man? They don't want that to change. You think females want to walk around here being held accountable for some of the crap they do? No. It's easy to point the finger, you know?
How does being masculine help men who are screwed over by the family court system?
Man, I guess just take it on the chin. That's honestly that's what I was taught as a young man growing up all the time. Was just take it on the chin, man, because nobody's going to care. At the end of the day, you're a man. Nobody's going to care. Take it on the chin and push forward.
How does being masculine help men who are falsely accused?
It doesn't. But how it helps them is it helps them from breaking. Because that will see, that's a deadly game, man. When you accuse, these women do this accusing, or they bring these children up into it, you will destroy a man's whole character, his livelihood. And I believe that masculine energy is what really keep him from breaking completely, as far as like causing harm to itself or crashing out completely. We need that masculine energy as backup, because this world sometimes, man, it get crazy on us.
Whether a man is masculine or not, doesn't he still deserve equal justice?
Hell, come on, man. Yes. Who wouldn't want, even though it's not set up that way for a reason. Yes, we need equal justice, man. It's not right that a female could do, hey, he did this, and then it's not true, and people just say, hey, she was crazy. No, man, this some jail time or something. She need to pay me. Something need to happen.
So why is there so much talk about masculinity rather than men's rights?
Because it goes back to what I just said. They want you to be strong. Just take it on the chin, dude. You're a man. Get the fuck out of here. Excuse my French, but that's what they own. They don't want equal opportunity. Because if they did, why didn't all them women stay in Ukraine to defend Ukraine if everything's so equal?
Why is masculinity even an issue, and isn't it just blaming men? Haven't we blamed men enough?
I mean, who else would society gonna blame? Men are like the quarterback of the football team. You lose the game, the defense could lose the game, and they gonna say, hey man, it's the quarterback. We could have threw 400 yards, 5 touchdown game. They gonna be like, man, the quarterback didn't score enough. That's how men are in the life. We the quarterbacks of this whole universe. No matter what happened, a female could trip over her heel and she'll be like, it's fucking John's fault. You know what I'm saying? It's just how it is.
What is the difference between taking accountability versus being held accountable?
Taking accountability is somebody owning up, and being held accountable is somebody just saying, come on, man, admit it. So I'd rather take accountability than be held accountable any day.
If women won't take accountability, shouldn't they be held accountable?
For sure, because without them being held accountable, you've seen what we have created. Delusional people. You have to have accountability in society, or you're going to have people walking around here diluted.
Why are we not focusing on the people who enable their bad behavior?
Oh, because there's no money in the cure, if you get what I'm saying. If you're sick, they're never going to actually give you the medicine. So these people are needed because they make money off of them. They profit off of these type of people, unaware of things.
Isn't saying it's female nature just an excuse to absolve women of accountability?
Yes, but again, they make money off of female nature. So they're never going to tell a woman to, hey, look, stop and think about this for a second, because they make money off of it. Until women understand that they're being pimped, then we gonna have these issues all the time of women always going, I did it because of this, I did it because of this.
Who is more likely to be told what they want to hear, men or women?
Women.
Would you agree that it's women because guys want sex, politicians want their votes, and businesses want their money?
Yeah, I mean, of course it's women, man. You can't a dude just, I mean, he gonna keep it real, but you can't really keep it real with no woman. She either gonna call you a creep or cuss you out or something like that. So you just tell them what they want to hear.
What are your thoughts on the following list of expressions? Ladies first, ladies night, happy wife, happy life, never keep a lady waiting, women are special, women are queens, women are the prize, women are always right, placing women on a pedestal, and it's a woman's prerogative to change her mind.
Pure ye-ness. Whoever made that up was the creator of simps. Like he formed a beta male alliance. Cause you're now becoming a servant. That sounds like a servant. That doesn't sound like a partner. That doesn't sound like a partnership. That sounds like a servant. So are you her servant or are you her partnership? This is the whole reason why I never agreed with getting on my knee with proposing to a woman, because this is an equal partnership. I'm not just submitting myself to you. We submitting ourselves to each other. So we stand up and look at each other in the eyes on this one. That's just my opinion. That shit sounds like a servant. Queen, the dough, the this, the that, the this. Like, when the partner do her part, happy wife, happy life, we know that's a damn lie. It should be happy spouse, happy house. These things were created because of money. They understand they can bracket money off of this. You get that woman, and you live based off that happy wife, happy life shit, you're going to be one of the highest consuming men on the planet.
So why do you think the manosphere spends so much time talking about feminism as opposed to chivalry?
Because chivalry is something that is born in with us. It's in men. We that's not too much. You don't have to teach men how to be gentlemen. That's something we learned from yay high, but it's like a keen ability that a man has. Simping. You said simping, right?
Chivalry versus feminism, basically.
Chivalry versus feminism. Feminism, we all know, is like a psyop. Chivalry is not a psyop. It could be done on both sides. A woman can take you to a spa, get your feet done, get you massaged, some hot coals on your back. Chivalry works both ways. Your woman could open the door for you. Anything like that. But feminism doesn't work both ways. It works just for the manipulator.
I'm just saying, like, aren't those expressions that I listed, aren't those all just products of chivalry?
Oh, yeah. True.
Well, right, but I mean, isn't the similarity between feminism and chivalry, don't both still place women on a pedestal above men?
Oh, shit. Damn, now that I get it. Oh, yeah, you're right. Damn. Oh, I hear you now, yeah. No, you're definitely right. Damn, I never thought about it that way. Man, you just messed me up with this one. Woo! Yeah, nah, you right. You right, boss. You right. You right. So now there has to be a difference between, like, what is actual chivalry and feminism. Like oh man, you might have to catch me next time with that one.
To be continued.
Yeah, damn. You got me with that one, man. Shit. That's a good question.